Hey, what is up, awesome people? Shitty Wags here. As soon as you jump out of that plane in PUBG, having a plan where you're going to land can be the difference between a top 10 finish and an early exit. Some people opt for the strategy of landing in one of those looting hotspots where there's always a high concentration of weapons and supplies, like one of the major cities, the school, the hospital, the military base, or one of the shipping yards. These are pretty well-known spots, and chances are you're not going to be the only one going for these locations, which means in the long run, you may end up losing time looting. There's going to be that initial mad dash for a weapon, and then the battle to claim the area. And if you survive that, you're still going to have to be cautious of other players in the area while you're looting. I'm going to show you some lesser-known looting spots that are just as good and sometimes even better than those hotspots. The loot is equal to what you would get in these hotspots, sometimes even better. I've gotten tier 3s in these locations, and no one normally goes to these spots, at least they haven't before this video. Now, this game is competitive, and it's in early access, so I'm not going to give out all these locations at once. If you find this information useful and you want more looting hotspots, hit that thumbs up button. Once this video gets to 500 likes, I'll release the second location. One of the most popular spots that players aim for is the shipping yard in Georgipol. I'm not sure the pronunciation on that. I call it Georgipol. Now, north of the shipping yard across the river is a large city, and normally not many people go here. It does have a lot of apartments, but the loot is lackluster, and it can take a considerable amount of time to go from room to room, floor to floor in those apartments, and you can end up with much of nothing. But at the very west end of the town is not one, but 2 police buildings. Shipping yard is right underneath me here. I'm going to go ahead and jump, and we'll see a bunch of people jumped as well. And there's a pretty good chance they're all going for those warehouses. I'm going to look up and hold W as long as I can to make sure I get across that river. And as I drop here, there are 2 buildings. The first one has a black roof, and the second a white roof. I'm going to attempt to stick a landing on the roof of the building with the white roof because it does have roof access. This building has 3 floors with multiple rooms. Typically, you're almost guaranteed to get at least 1 or 2 ARs in this building. I've gotten as high as tier 3 body armor and helmets, 4x scopes and 8x scopes in here. And one thing I like about these 2 buildings is that they are stacked with healing supplies and grenades. Once you've picked up everything out of the first building, make your way to the front, and you want to check out this little building here. Sometimes you might find 1 or 2 good things in there. I normally hit this building here before moving to the back, and then I'll jump the wall and go across the street to the second police building. Again, there normally will be good stuff in here, so make sure to take the time to check each room, and by the time you're finished looting both of these buildings, you should be pretty well outfitted and stocked. This building is 2 stories, it doesn't have any doors, so that speeds things up because at this point, time is probably getting close for you to think about moving if you're not in the circle. Now, if I'm not in the circle, what I do to get out of here is run east, keeping behind all the apartments. Most of the time, there's not very many people over here to worry about, but the apartments on the right and the hills on the left are going to give you pretty good cover. And I'm just going to keep continuing east. And right at the bridge, there's a garage. Sometimes a vehicle will spawn on the road behind the garage, and there is a static car spawn in the garage if someone has not taken that already. Even if there isn't a vehicle, you should have looted enough first aid, painkillers, and energy drinks to keep you alive on foot till you do get to that next circle. So I hope you guys found this information useful. If you did and you want to see loot spot number 2, make sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. Until next time, later.